Good morning, children. It is Jay from PokeTracks. Yep, it's been a long time since the summer since we put out any videos. Um, well, first of all, before I get into it, excuse my voice. We've had a sickness that happened right before Christmas, and now so we had escaped it. My son got a cold, and he had the fluid-like symptoms, and then basically me, I've just had, cough and congestion for a little bit more than a week, and then the wife finally got it. My family in town from New York, uh, my sister and brother-in-law, she got it. Probably she came with either got it in New York or the plane coming before she got here, but we were kind of suffering through that week of Christmas and now after. So my voice still isn't totally back, but we're doing it anyway. Again, it's been a while. Last year when I started PokeTracks, the channel, I thought that I would do it with my son because that's why I got into Pokemon card collecting. We'd always had Pokemon cards like when my son was growing up, so, like 16, 17, 18, 19, that sort of thing, but then he kind of grew out of it. And then last year, about, our birthdays are both in January, he got back into it, and I kind of realized, I think as I said before, it was something that we could do together. So it's been a while. We made some videos in July, but we discovered, or he told me, like, he didn't want to do it because he was worried it would be too cringe. And yeah, looking at me now, bald guy, older guy talking about Pokemon cards. Yeah, it could be a little cringy, but we don't really care. It doesn't matter to me. Uh, Kids think I'm cringy all the time. I'm a teacher, and so we do cringe on purpose just to mess with them. So that's okay by me. But I don't know if he'll be making any appearances here soon or anytime. Probably not. However, I am going to be more conscious of doing this channel more frequently. One of the goals for 2026 is that we'll do it, keep it going, add a little more. Because one of the things, I discovered jumping into this is that I don't know or didn't know what I was doing. Now you can see back here, we have, a bunch of booster boxes down below. We got some ETBs. I sold some of that stuff in the year that we got in, but I've accumulated more. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about. Am I a collector or am I an investor, right? I spent tens of thousands of dollars in a year, and so maybe I can help you so you don't have to figure out where it's gone, right? I've sold some too, but overall, am I investing in this or do I like the collecting? I like both aspects, right? I have a binder full. What I really have focused on lately is team ups, but I do have some Sword and Shield grails and chases from Scarlet and Violet and all that. But really, my focus now is on team up, and it took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to focus on. There was no focus to begin, right? It just so happened 2025 was like the largest bull market in history, so everything when I got in was expensive or hard to find, hard to get a hold of. Are you going to wait in queues? You're going to wait in line at the physical stores? Did a little bit of everything. Didn't mind it at all. Like I said, I'm a teacher, so there were times when it was okay, like in the summer, Destined Rivals came out. It was a trade night and staying late, and it was really kind of school was over then for me, so that was fine. I didn't mind. And then in the summertime as well, recently, for Phantasmal or Black Friday, waiting at a store a little early. So I've done it all, and I had a lot of fun, and I did it with my son, so that was okay too. But like I said, we got some good stuff back here. This, we got that in the PSA 10, right? Some people, they black out the certification number and the barcode. If you know why they do that down below, you can just tell me. I don't really get that. But like Mega Evolutions, that's one thing you can learn, right? I opened a ton of Mega Evolutions. We had an opening party with Phantasmal Flames and Mega Evolutions, like a case with my sister and brother-in-law here, my son, my wife. We just opened like 5 boxes, 3 Phantasmal and 2 Mega. And with Mega, I opened, a couple cases probably, and did not hit the one card that I wanted, which is the Mega Lucario EX. And, had 2 Gardevoirs, the Absol, the Venusaur, and then like 3 or 4 Sergeant Picklebreaths, which is the worst SIR. So I got a gift certificate for Christmas that helped me, and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna get that. I like that card a lot. It's a very cool card, colorful, nice scene going on, good storytelling, action, liked it all. So yeah, and then another thing is for goals this year on the channel is talk about trying to sell, right? I want to sell some stuff on TCG and on eBay and see if that is. I generally, like this year, I went more for convenience. There was one card shop out here in Utah that I liked selling to, had a good relationship with the owner, and so I would sell him. I'd go there and like trade cards. I'd done it other places, but I liked him more, and so any kind of money that I would make, right, I would flip that back in eventually into other stuff. But we did go, back to New York for vacation in the summer. So it's that kind of thing. This year, one of the impetus for me doing more consistent content is that I plan on going to Hawaii. So like a year from now, spend the week of Christmas in Hawaii at a resort. So that's going to be really expensive. So, excuse me. So that'll, help with, or that'll, induce me to, last year I got a job at a golf store, right, in the spring and the summer to help make some extra money, reinvested that, spend it on some cards, again, spend it on other things. So I want to figure out the good, like, combination of those factors. Like, how do we do that? And what is more important? All right, I just was watching a little bit of a Catch 'em All Collectibles, and he was doing a Q&A, and one of the questions was, if you were going to start over from zero, what would you do? And Dan talked about, well, he would do, more churning, and he was talking about people investing when you have nothing. So like for me, is this just spending money, or is it actual like a capital outlay, right? Is an investment in that. I do want to let it grow, but if I'm not turning anything or churning anything, is that any business, or it is just collection where I've just sunk my money? So I want to be a little more entrepreneurial, make a little more profit over what I spend. And, in my life, I haven't been great at that. Now I'm older, have a steady job and house and everything. So we can generally buy whatever we want, but the market was so inflated that you do kind of want to be aware, or I want to be more aware of conscious spending this year, right? Not just unconscious. Oh, I can go make my Best Buy, Target run, Walmart, whatever, and if you can find those when they're at MSRP, then you just buy a bunch, and I would open those, and that's the crux of it. Do I want more of the dopamine effect, right? I really love that. In Utah, that's really the only gambling I can do. So you kind of excuse that and think because, it's MSRP, but then you bought a whole bunch, and then you did go buy a bunch more at, market price at the card store. So not making a lot of money off of that. So that's a little bit of what we're going to do this year. Talk about some things you could learn from me, some things that I'm still learning. It's only been a year, so it's a few cycles, but I'm still learning too. So hopefully you can join PokeTracks in the future and on Instagram as well. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below if there's anything you want to talk about, any questions you want me to answer, or any questions or comments you have to help straighten me out. Appreciate it. Go Giants. Lose this weekend.